The NBA play-in tournament is here. So there is no more excuses. No game sevens, no tomorrow, a straight one and done style tournament. That's why we love it so much. Also, in the NFL, everybody's been lying to you. The scouts, your favorite talk shows that you like watching, the GMs, the teams, the coaches, everybody's been lying about what they're going to do in this draft. It's all smoke screens, and tonight we break it all down. Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the X-Factor Sportz Podcast, episode 124. If you like real sports talk and unbiased takes, tune in, subscribe to the X-Factor Sportz Podcast on YouTube and everywhere you want to listen to podcasts. This is your best place for pro and college football and basketball. All right, so let's go ahead and dive right into it. We're going to get right into the play-in. We had some games last night. And we got some games tonight and the rest of this week. It's going to determine who are the 7 seeds and the 8 seeds in the play-in tournament. I'm not going to bore y'all with all the details about the play-in tournament. If you're watching this show, you already know because you're an NBA fan, you're a basketball fan, so you already know what these games mean. I'm going to just dive in and I'm going to predict who's going to win these games and get into the playoffs. All right, so let's start with yesterday. We had 2 good games. And this is how you know the playoffs has started because both of these games was live. You had the first game was the Charlotte Hornets hosting a playoff game for the first time in I don't know how many years, and the Miami Heat. First things first, if Bam don't get hurt, they don't lose that game, period. All right? Now, Melo Ball is not a dirty player. I don't think he was trying to hurt Bam. He was just trying to not let him get the ball. He grabbed his ankle. Bam fell on his tailbone, was out the second half. Sucks to have that injury. If you all played sports like me, you hate to see a player get hurt, especially when they need him the most. But I don't think Melo's a dirty player. He won't get fined for it. It was in the action. Not saying it wasn't cool, but at the same time, he didn't mean to hurt him. So Bam didn't come back. If he would have played, they would have won, period. On the flip side, Melo damn near jagged that game. All right, let's keep it a buck. He had 30 points, but it was an ugly 30 points. Couldn't buy a bucket from 3. Him and Con Knipple. I don't know if the pressure of a playoff scenario made the rim smaller, but they couldn't make shots. Okay, if it wasn't for Kobe White hitting a clutch 3-pointer in the corner out of a timeout to send the game to overtime, they'd have been dead in the water. So shout out to Kobe White. Then in the overtime, you had the Heat storm back after all the momentum Charlotte had going into the overtime, right? Tyler Hero almost single-handedly brought them back and won that game. Like I said, Melo almost jacked the game. This dude turned the ball over and fouled a 3-point shooter in back-to-back possessions. Who the hell does that? So he redeemed himself by getting the game-winning layup, and then Miles Bridges, who had a huge game, had a game-saving block on the other end. And that's what it takes to win these types of games. You need somebody that can go get you a bucket and somebody that can get stops. Simple as that. You saw that in a back-to-back sequence. And the Charlotte Hornets live to fight another day as the 9 seed. They get to play the winner of tonight's game, which is actually going on right now with Philly and Orlando. They get the loser of that game. My bad. That game going on tonight. So we can segue into that since we stay in the East. I got Orlando beating Philly, period. No Joel Embiid. I don't trust playoff P. And Orlando's won 4 out of their last 5 games. So they hot right now. When it gets to this part of the season, it ain't necessarily the best teams. It's whoever's the hottest. And right now, I think Orlando's got things moving. They will win this game, and they will get that 7 seed. And then Charlotte is going to play against Philly. They'll have to travel to Philly to play them. That's what I think is going to happen. Then we move to the Western Conference. Did y'all see that game? Did y'all stay up late enough to watch that game in Phoenix? All right, so if y'all ain't been watching, if you're in this part of the country, you probably don't watch a lot of Western Conference games because they come on late. But this kid, Denny Adiva is a really good player. He was an all-star this year. He proved why he was an all-star in the West. For people that don't stay up late and watch him, dropped 41 on Phoenix's head, got Dylan Brooks fouled out. They couldn't do nothing with him. You saw him get the ISO. He cleared out for the game-winning bucket, went straight to the cup. So Denny Adiva is nice, all right, if y'all ain't familiar with him. So Portland went into Phoenix, beat them, got that 7th seed. So congratulations to them. Everything that they have been going through this season with the Chauncey Billups stuff early in the year, Tiago Splitter having to step in and coach them, Damian Lillard coming back with the torn Achilles and rehabbing. All of this stuff. Is Scoot Henderson good enough? And they found a way to get into the playoffs. So shout out to them. The reward they get, you get Victor Wembanyama in the first round. So we'll see how that goes for them. But for the Phoenix Suns, this is a disappointing loss. They should have won this game. Jalen Green came out going crazy in the first half, ended with 31, 33, something like that. I think Devin Booker had 25. His average, this dude's averaged over 25 for 8 straight seasons. So when you talk about getting buckets, he's going to be one of those quiet players like a DeMar DeRozan. When you look up, you're going to be like, damn, Devin Booker got 25,000 points. He's going to be one of those type of guys here in the next 5 years. Watch. But they lost that game, disappointing. They're going to get the winner of Clippers-Warriors, which is playing tonight after this show. Give me the LA Clippers. Okay, they're playing at home. They just beat Golden State on Sunday on the same court. We don't know if Steph's 100%. I don't know if Steph has enough left in the tank to carry this team. They get one more game. I got them getting out of here tonight. I think Kawhi goes off. He doesn't leave any doubt that they need to win this game to fight another day to face Phoenix. So I'm going with the Clippers beating Golden State later on the night, and I'm going with Orlando. They're playing right now to beat Philly in Philly to move on too. So that leaves us these next games. The teams that lost and the teams that won, they will collide at the end of the week. Who's in and who's out? Who gets that 8th seed? I'm going with the Clippers beating the Suns to get that 8th spot. Phoenix is going to lose back-to-back home games. Again, if you can't do anything with Dina Avia, what you going to do with Kawhi Leonard when he comes to town? So give me Kawhi dragging that team to the playoffs to get that 8th seed to play against the Oklahoma City Thunder. And then on the other side, I'm going to take Philly. Philly's actually going to beat Charlotte. I think the lights will be too bright. LaMelo Ball and that young team, they're just not there yet. You see the bonehead mistakes he made in the game last night. You can't make too many of those mistakes and expect to get out of it. I think that dealing with Tyrese Maxey in that game is going to be a problem for them. Again, I don't trust playoff P. He'll have a decent game probably, but whatever. But I think Tyrese Maxey is good enough to carry Philly past the Charlotte Hornets. So give me Philly getting into the playoffs and getting that final 8th spot. Okay? So remember this. The play-in isn't about the best team. It's about the team that's hot right now. So one bad night and your season could be over. All right? So y'all go ahead and drop in the comments. Who do you have getting to the playoffs? Who's getting that 7th and 8th seed in the East and the West? All right? The X-Factor Sportz Podcast. You can catch us every Wednesday night on YouTube. Today we're going to be showing everywhere because I want to make sure y'all get this knowledge, get what I'm talking about every week, but you can catch us on all audio platforms as well. Be sure to subscribe. We're on the quest to get to 100,000 subscribers on YouTube, so we need your help. So it's good to like the post, but sharing is caring. All right? So let's keep this thing moving. We're going to pivot right quick, and we're going to go to the NFL. Now, I told y'all in the opener, in the NFL, these teams, these GMs, your favorite sports shows that y'all like watching every day, telling y'all who's the hot picks, who you should look at in these mock draft 2.0s, 3.0s. Listen, everybody's lying to you, okay? They're not going to show you their hand. They're not going to tell you who they think should be picked and who should be good. But what we're going to do here on the X-Factor Sportz Podcast, we're going to talk about boom and bust. That's right. I'm going to tell you which players in this draft have the potential to be booms, meaning be good players, good to great players in their career, and the players who have the potential to be busts. Now, what I mean by that is based on your favorite networks and who they have as top prospects, they will not meet these expectations. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and bump through this list. And we're going to start with the quarterbacks. Okay. So I'm going to go through like 5 different positions based on, what everybody's projecting to be, the high commodity guys, so to speak, in the draft. So I'm going to go with the quarterbacks first. The quarterback that's going to change a franchise is going to be the number 1 overall pick. It's going to be Fernando Mendoza, okay? You got a grown-up coming into the building for Vegas. Obviously, you got Kirk Cousins there to guide him through that as well, so that's an extra buffer to help. But to me, Fernando Mendoza is kind of like a Derek Carr. He's going to be the grown-up in the room, but he's a better athlete than Derek Carr. So I think he can actually elevate the locker room with his play, right? He's one of those guys that his teammates fight for. He's one of those guys that his teammates love. And that's what they need with a new coach in Clint Kubiak in Vegas. You're going to get that from a Fernando Mendoza. Your quarterback that's going to be a star has to be a franchise changer. And that's Fernando Mendoza. On the flip side, the guys that are system dependent, the bust, the guys that if they are not in the right situation will fail, I think Ty Simpson. Now, everybody talks about Ty Simpson being a number 2 prospect, but let's keep it real. When is the last time you've seen an Alabama quarterback be good in the NFL? Take your time, because I ain't seen it, all right? The thing is this. If you need to be in a system to be good, you're not going to be that good because everything's not going to be perfect coming into the NFL. So if you need everything to be perfect, you're not elite. All right. So with the wide receivers, let's go to this. They're high commodity players as well, especially in a league where quarterbacks are throwing for 4,000 yards like it's nothing. You need those wide receivers to catch the ball and to be elite. The one wide receiver that I think can have a great career and he's going to have an immediate impact is Carnell Tate from Ohio State. All right. Ohio State got a gang of people going to the league in this draft. But I think Carnell Tate is going to be the guy. He should be the top prospect. All right. 6'2", I think he's 210 pounds, something like that. But can run every route in the route tree. Coming from wide receiver U, basically, is what Ohio State's been over the last 5-6 years. They've been neck and neck with LSU with wide receiver talent. So give me Carnell Tate. He's going to be the guy. With the exception of Marvin Harrison Jr., everybody that's came out of Ohio State at the wide receiver position has been dogs. So I'm going with him. On the bust side, though, these are the wide receivers that they're limited. They can't run all the routes in the route tree. They may have a size deficiency. Not that height is a thing or a deficiency, but for that position, you want big physical guys, especially in this league. So when you look at a Mekhi Lemmon from USC, you're looking at a 5'11" slot guy who can't run all the routes. He's not big and physical. So I think for where they have him in terms of prospect, he's going to be a bust. Think about it. Who are the top wide receivers in football? Jackson Smith and Jigba, right? CeeDee Lamb, Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase, George Pickens, Puka Nacua, right? Big physical receivers that can bully everybody, right? Those are the types of guys that are at the elite level at the wide receiver position in NFL today. And that's what Carnell Tate fits that mold. Any team he goes on right now, he's going to help them win right away. Where I don't think Mekhi Lemmon will because of his size and his inability to play on the outside and be with physical corners week in and week out. So that's what I mean by booming or bust. When we get to the edge rushers, because this is going to be a defensive draft, all right? Now, there are some edge rushers that are going to be good, But I think this one is going to be a game record for sure. I wish the Bears were drafting high enough to get him. But I think David Bailey from Texas Tech is going to be one of the best edge rushers in this draft. Okay? He played on Texas Tech. They were one of the best defenses in the country, and he had a lot to do with it. And his game is already polished. He did everything you needed in the combine, 4.5 speed. He can play inside. He can scheme you up. Big offensive lineman, available at 3, the Jets better get him. Simple as that. For all them damn missed interceptions y'all had last year, y'all need a guy like this that can disrupt the quarterback, get him off his spot, wreck a game so a quarterback can throw the ball to y'all. All right? Even if y'all get 1 interception this year because of this kid, it's an improvement. Now, the bust, everybody loved this kid in college. But I see, with my own 2 eyes, he's just athletic. When he gets to the next level, will he have the technique to translate? And that's Ruben Bain Jr. from Miami. And I know y'all looking like, Ruben Bain Jr., he considered one of the best players coming out of this draft. If I'm being honest with y'all, I think Akeem Messidor was better. And he's on the opposite side of that line with him. I think Akeem Messidor is more versatile than him. I think Ruben Bain just looked good in the college game. When it comes to these big guys that you're going to have to run up against every week in the NFL, I don't know where he sits with that, okay? So, yes, he's big and he plays mean. Everybody is big and plays mean in the NFL. So, for him to be highly touted as a prospect, I think he falls short of those expectations. Hence why I think he would be a bust, all right? And then you got the offensive linemen. So the offensive tackles, the offensive guards, all these positions obviously are important because of the quarterback-driven league we're in today. And when we talk about a booming offensive tackle, we're talking about a 10-year veteran. Hopefully he don't retire like the rest of these damn offensive linemen been retiring lately. But this kid, Caden Proctor from Alabama, you want to talk about what Alabama produces? They produce offensive linemen and DBs, or defensive guys, not quarterbacks, okay? They're not known for that. But an offensive lineman, give me Caden Proctor from Alabama. This kid is going to be great, whoever picks him up. He can block in the passing game. He can block in the run game. He's 6'7", 352 pounds, and he can move. That's what you want on your roster. He can go up against any speed rush. He can clog the middle. He can do everything you need him to do as an offensive lineman. So I like him. Super light on his feet. I think he's going to be one of those 10-year guys. You're going to look down and you're going to see multiple Pro Bowls from this kid. I think he's got something special. On the other side, though, when we talk about a bust at the offensive line position or offensive tackle position, are these guys that are big, but they can't move. They don't have the motor. And that's Monroe Freeling from Georgia. Simple as that. For one, he started only 1 year in college. He's got 17 starts under his belt. So he doesn't even have the experience to just jump into the draft. They got him as the number 2 offensive lineman prospect on a lot of these boards, and he's played 17 games. Do y'all see Mitchell Trubisky? Does that sound like Mitchell Trubisky to you? Okay. So what I'm saying is this. I use Trubisky as an example as a bust because he was the number 2 pick overall. Does he look like a number 2 player in any draft? No. They have Monroe Freeling as the number 2 offensive prospect in the draft. And I don't think he will be, okay? Doesn't have enough starts. Doesn't move his feet at times. He gets stuck in the mud. You can't do that in this league, okay? Does he have the motor to compete with athletic defensive ends, bull rushers, week in and week out? That'll remain to be seen. And then last but not least, these are our risers. These are the guys that are going to be steals in the draft if somebody can pick them up. The linebacker from Texas Tech, Jacob Rodriguez, I think he had Heisman talk throughout the year. Again, he played in Texas Tech with the same guy I told you about that's going to be one of the top defensive lineman prospects, David Bailey. Jacob Rodriguez, one of the best linebackers coming into the draft. He's 23 years old. Now, I know what y'all saying. Man, he's kind of old for coming into the NFL. I actually like older players when it comes to Major League Baseball and when it comes to the NFL. The reason why is because they've played a lot, okay? At his position, potential is great, but if you're going to a team that's trying to win right away, when you got a kid that's played this much football, he's cerebral, and he's got football experience, plug him in right now, and he was the leader on that Texas Tech defense. So I think he's going to be a steal in the draft. If somebody picks him up, they got themselves a good linebacker. He can help a team win right now. And the second, last but not least, the rising player I have is Jordan Tyson, wide receiver from Arizona State. All right, he left Colorado, went to Arizona State for 2 years, and led them in receiving yards or led them in receptions in both years, even with injury. If he can get this injury bug off of him, he had the collarbone, he had the ACL. If he's 100%, he will be a true steal in the draft. If he goes to a team like Kansas City, you get in that system. He's a 6'2", 210-pound guy as well. You get him on the other side of Rashee Rice. With Mahomes, when he comes back, like they're dealing with an ACL injury with their quarterback, I think they can make sure they take a look at this kid's knee and make sure he's good to go. But you get that wide receiver in that situation, and that's going to be a steal in the draft for sure. So I'm excited to see what this draft has for us a week from tomorrow. Y'all tune in. I'm going to give y'all my top 10 picks next week on episode 125. All right? But these teams and these draft prospects and these draft boards, they're all lying to you, okay? You can't fall for it. I know everybody just uses their list as the gospel. It all sounds great. But the thing is this, the draft isn't about talent. It's about fit. So you got to get the player that fits that situation. That's why I gave y'all that list last week of those top 10 teams and what actual players they need to fit what they're trying to do to win. All right. So comment below. Let me know, who do you think will be the biggest in the draft and who you think will be a bust. Go ahead and comment below. All right. The X-Factor Sportz Podcast, every Wednesday night on YouTube. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. And then anywhere you listen to podcasts, so Spotify, iHeartRadio, YouTube Music, Deezer, anywhere you listen, Apple Podcasts, if I didn't say that already, anywhere you listen to music, anywhere you listen to podcasts, you can catch the X-Factor Sportz Podcast, 124 episodes in. Cool? Okay. Now we're going to get back to the NBA playoffs. And what I'm going to do this week, because the playoffs is 2 months long. All right, Miss D always say it. When I tell her the playoffs start, she's always like, all right, see you in 2 months. Because she already knows what time it is. So what I'm going to do is I'm not going to go through the entire list. I'm not going to give y'all who I think is going to win a championship. However, I am going to give y'all who's getting out of the first round. So we're going to break down each series in the Eastern Western Conference in the first round and who gets out and why. Okay? Got the bracket up on the screen. For those of y'all who are listening tonight, I'm going to go through every single series, and I'll let y'all know what we think. Okay? So we're going to start in the Eastern Conference. Okay? So in the East, honestly, there's only two teams that are true contenders. It's Boston and the Knicks. Okay? I know Detroit's the number one team in the East, but with this iteration of the Detroit Pistons, they haven't even won a home playoff game yet. So to say that they're serious contenders, let's relax. They had a great regular season. Cade Cunningham's back, but let's win some home playoff games first. Let's get out of the first round, then we can talk about championship aspirations. But in the East, it is the Celtics and the Knicks championship or finals appearance to lose. Okay? In the West, the contenders are the contenders we've been talking about all year. Oklahoma City, San Antonio Spurs, and the Denver Nuggets. They've been elite all year long. When Denver's not injured, they're one of the best teams in basketball. They look like they're getting the full strength right on time. So now we're going to see what this coach can do. Now that Mike Malone ain't there no more, you got a healthy roster. No excuses. Now we're about to see what Denver's made of. Okay? You got OKC. They're the defending champs. So, of course, they're going to be a contender. And we want to see what the San Antonio Spurs are going to do. Now it's time to show how good you are, Wemby. Right? So this is what we're going to see. So let's go ahead and break down the first round. In the Eastern Conference, I told y'all I got the Sixers winning the play-in. They're going to get that 8th seed. I got them going against the Pistons. Okay? The Pistons finally get their home playoff wins. They're going to get Philly out of there in 5 games. I don't believe in playoff P. I think Tobias Harris, basically him and Tobias Harris are a wash. Cade Cunningham with extra rest. I got them winning. They're tough. No Joel Embiid in Philly. Detroit is a tough physical basketball team. They just wear Philly down. Philly is coming out of the play-in for a reason. They just weren't a good team this year. So give me Detroit in 5. In the next round, in that next series, the 4-5 series, this is going to be a great matchup. Got the Cavs and the Raptors. Again, the Cavs are a little dinged up too. Donovan Mitchell's a little dinged up, Evan Mobley, but obviously everybody's going to play this weekend. I got the Cavs winning this series. Congrats to the Raptors for having a season. I did not expect them to get in the playoffs, let alone be a 5 seed. So congrats to them. This is going to be an evenly matched series. Give me the Cavs in 6. I think that the experience that you bring with James Harden and with Donovan Mitchell, it's a first round series, so you're going to get good James Harden. It's only when we get closer to May, he starts to fizzle out. We get strip club James Harden once we get to May. But for right now, when we get April James Harden, he's going to ball out, okay? So on the flip side, you do have top-tier players in Toronto. You got Brandon Ingram. Like, you got good guys that can go out and get you a bucket. So I'm not going to just totally dismiss them. I say Cleveland wins in 6. I think the Raptors can actually get one in Cleveland, and they can get one at home in Jurassic Park. But again, the experience will outweigh. I think Cleveland gets them out of there in 6 games. Then you got the Knicks and the Hawks. This is going to be an interesting matchup. The Hawks match up very well with the Knicks. We got Jalen Johnson in the playoffs, and he gets his debut in Madison Square Garden this weekend. Mr. Triple-Double himself, first-year All-Star, making the organization look like they did the right thing, getting rid of Trae Young. But the thing is this, the Knicks are going to win this series. And it's like I say every year with the Knicks, with Karl Anthony Towns. If Karl Anthony Towns dominates, this series will be over quick. When he doesn't dominate, they are in trouble. Just go back and look at the history. Even when he's in Minnesota, the games where he decided to dominate, when he gave you 28-15, 30-12, when he gave you those types of outputs, those teams won. When he shies away, he settles for threes, forgets he's 7 feet tall, those are the games where they struggle. So if we get that Karl Anthony Towns, this series will be over in 5 games. So I got the Knicks getting the Atlanta Hawks out of there. Again, they're just too good in pick and roll with Jalen Brunson and Cat. You got defensive wings. They're going to throw OG Anunoby. They're going to throw Mikal Bridges at Jalen Johnson, make it tough for them. First playoff run. I think they're out of here in short order. They might get game 3. They're going to be excited in Atlanta. They might have Magic City wings in there. So they might get it cracking in there for 1 win, but I got the Knicks in 5. Then we got the Celtics in Orlando, okay? This is a repeat of last year's series, the 2 versus the 7. And here I think history repeats itself, except I don't think Orlando gets a game, okay? I think Orlando gets swept out of here. I know it's crazy to predict the sweep, but somebody's got to do it. And I got Orlando getting swept out of here. They gave Jason Tatum too many games to get back in shape. He had a month to get ready for this, and he looked good right out the gate. His efficiency started getting better and better. Last year in this series, Tatum averaged 31, 11, and 5. And y'all sitting around trying to tell me Jaylen Brown's better than Jason Tatum. Laughable. All right. So we get Jason Tatum back. And I don't think Orlando has a chance. They aren't as good as they were last year. They get too stagnant offensively. I don't think they score enough in this series to even get past one game. So give me the Celtics sweeping the Orlando Magic. I think they're on a mission from last year. They had aspirations of winning a championship last year, and it got derailed by Tatum getting injured. So I think they are on a mission. Then we move to the Western Conference. All right, the OKC Thunder, they get the Clippers. I got the Clippers winning tonight, and I got the Clippers beating Phoenix, so they fight their way into the playoffs, and they get the defending champs. They will start their title defense on Sunday. Now, out of respect for Kawhi Leonard, I'll do it like Allen Iverson. He going to get you one. All right? I think Kawhi can get you one game, but that's it. This series is over in 5. The size, the defense, the way Shai Gilgeous-Alexander feels about the Clippers anyway, if y'all don't remember, the Clippers traded him his rookie year. They quit on him. So if you're a competitor at the highest level, you don't forget stuff like that. So I think Shai takes it personal. Maybe Kawhi can get him one game, but other than that, give me the Thunder in 5, getting these dudes out of here. The Lakers and the Rockets, that 4-5 matchup. This is the end of an era. This is going to be possibly the last time we see LeBron versus KD in a playoff series. So everybody needs to tune into this. Will Luka be back in time to save his team, though? Nope. He won't be back in time. Give me the Rockets beating them. I guess it's an upset since they're the lower seed. But I don't trust the Lakers. I don't trust the role players. I've been telling y'all this all season. This roster was built to get to the second round at most, and that was with everybody healthy, with Luka and Austin Reeves healthy. I didn't have them getting out of the second round. Now you got no Austin Reeves, no Luka. I don't think they get out of the first round. So give me the Rockets. I know the Rockets struggle in late game situations with the point guard play, but I think they figure it out. The Lakers are going to try to get the ball out of KD's hands. But now the Rockets have 7 games to scout the Lakers and figure out what they need to do to get points on the board. Give me the Rockets. I think it goes 6 games, but the reason why is because LeBron is arguably one of the smartest basketball players ever. So he's going to figure it out. He's going to pace himself. But if his role players don't give him anything and he's got to give you 40 minutes of playoff basketball night in and night out, they don't stand a chance. So give me the Rockets. The Nuggets and the T-Wolves, all right? This is a 6-3 matchup. This is the matchup that I think the Nuggets wanted, all right? In 2024, they had a war with the T-Wolves. It went 7 games. The T-Wolves won Game 7 in Denver. I think Jokic and them come back. They take this personal. I think they get this over in 5 games. This isn't the same Timberwolves team that we know from years past. Defensively, they're just not where they used to be, and they don't have that leadership from Mike Conley Jr. And I think that's going to rear its ugly head in this series. And they don't have anybody to stop Nikola Jokic, like who does, right? So I think the Nuggets take care of business, get in the home court. Anthony Edwards can probably get you a Game 3, but overall, I don't really trust Julius Randle. Him and Aaron Gordon, let's say they wash each other. You have no answer for Jokic. Anthony Edwards can go off, but then Jamal Murray can go off. So you have, on the talent side, I lean towards Denver. Denver has a home court advantage. Denver has the best player in the series. Denver has all of their weapons healthy. So I'm going to go with the Nuggets in 5. And in the last series, we're going to talk about the Spurs and the Trailblazers. Again, congrats to the Trailblazers. This is going to be an interesting series, okay? Look at the dynamics. You got Drew Holiday, Jeremy Grant. So you got some veterans over there. You got Damian Lillard in that locker room. You got Tiago Splitter. He won a championship with this Spurs organization. And now he's the coach over in Portland. So he knows a lot. He's very intimate with this Spurs organization and coaches that come from that Popovich tree. And on the flip side, the Spurs are young. There is a lot of pressure on Wemby, Stephon Castle and these guys to actually win. They're the 2 seed. They're expected to win. I think they win this series, but I have it going 7 games. I think this will be a 7-game series. It will shock everybody. I think Portland is going to come in with nothing to lose. Denny Avdia is not scared to go at anybody. I love his game. Yes, Wemby's going to have a crazy series. Hopefully he stays healthy throughout. Stephon Castle getting his first iteration of playoff action. Yes, they have veterans too, De'Aaron Fox, and they got other pieces as well. So I expect them to win the series, but I would not be surprised if this goes 7 games. So let's keep an eye out for this series. I do have the Spurs winning it though. All right. So y'all tell me what y'all think. The regular season is where all-stars are made. But in the postseason, that's where we get the superstars. Okay. This is where we separate. And this is where we know who's great or who's on the pace to be great and who's just good in the regular season. So if y'all want to, go ahead and comment and give me your finals picks now. Let me know who y'all think can make it to the finals. We'll talk about it as the playoffs progress. But that's my first round. That's who I got getting out of it. I got the Spurs in 7. I got the Nuggets in 5, just in case y'all want to bet on these. I got the Rockets in 6. I got the Thunder in 5 as well. And then in the Eastern Conference, I got a sweep. The Celtics make light work of Orlando. I got the Knicks in 6 against the Hawks. Or I said the Knicks in 5. Sorry, I got the Knicks in 5. I think the Hawks get game 3. Lemon Pepper Lou might be in the house for that game 3. And then for the Cavs and the Raptors, I got that going 6 games. Give me the Cavs. They are a little banged up, but I think they get through that series. And then the Pistons and Sixers, I think the Pistons get them out in 5 games. They are on a mission to prove that they can get out of the first round of a series as a 1 seed, and I think they do it. All right? So y'all comment below. Let me know what you think about those picks. And if you're brave enough, give me your NBA Finals picks. All right? Now, before we get up out of here, we're going to hit y'all with the 2-minute warning. For those of y'all who know how we do this, we're going to go ahead and close this out. You don't need permission to be great. All right? You don't need permission for that. You don't have to wait. Too many people wait for approval. Too many people wait for somebody to allow them to be great, or they wait their turn, or they wait to be ready. Okay? You're already ready. So whatever it is you got going on, start that business, start that podcast, make that move, go to that big city that you've been afraid to go to, but everything in your body, every fiber in your being is telling you to go. That is a sign, okay? The human body is the most intelligent thing on this planet. Listen to your gut. Listen to your instincts. If everything tells you that you need to move forward with these plans, then nothing should stop you, okay? That is your mind, your body, and your spirit giving you permission to be great. So listen to it. Don't let the doubt creep in. Don't wait for anybody's permission. Greatness does not wait for anybody. So you got to decide what you want to do. Are you going to stand on the sidelines and let somebody else be great? Or are you just going to push forward? All right. Appreciate y'all for tuning in to the X-Factor Sportz Podcast, episode 124. Okay, we had a great show. We got a lot of NBA action in. We got a lot of takes in there, a lot of bold opinions. I appreciate y'all for tuning in with me. If you like the gear, again, springtime is coming, so we got T-shirts on deck. If you notice, we've done something with the logo. There might be some alternative logos coming this year on these new apparel, so make sure y'all tap in. But for now, we still got the same logos that you see, the original logo of the X-Factor Sportz Podcast. You can go to the sports store or hit the QR code. All right. Again, this is Jay Mondaine signing out. X-Factor Sportz Podcast. I appreciate y'all for tapping in. We are going up. We are trying to get to 100,000 subscribers on YouTube. So make sure y'all like, subscribe, but most importantly, share. The only way we get this podcast spread it out is that you share it with people. So let everybody know what we got going on. Real sports talk, unbiased takes. It's your boy Jay Mondaine. I'll see y'all next week for episode 1.